Laugh After War on emPOWERme.tv, where we have vets on our show often who talk about their challenges and experiences coming home. I'm your host, Jeff Bornstein, with my lovely host, Kimberly. And we have two wonderful guests today, Tony Pennello and Jennifer Marshall, right?
Yes, we do. A little bit about Jennifer. She's a small town girl from Colorado, and she was in the Navy, and she's also an actress, too. But our first guest, he was in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was active duty until 1987. He's also worked for the LAPD, and now he's working in film, and he's also a stuntman. Please welcome Tony Pennello.
Tony, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hi, buddy. Hi, I'm Tony
Welcome.
Hey, man.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And you're a stuntman, too. I think that's
I am.
pretty awesome.
We did one of the same movies, Lethal Weapon 3.
We did.
Yes,
we
yeah.
did.
What'd you do on there?
My first stunt job was a cop that got killed in the back. I got shot in the back.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you,
wow.
thank you. Yeah, welcome back.
But Tony, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Let's start all the way back. What made you sign up and join the Marines?
I was attending State University of New York at Stony Brook, and I happened to walk by this strapping young Marine with flight wings on and just a table set up. And I walked by him probably 3 days in a row. On the third day, I stopped at the table and I asked them, you know, what do I have to do? What it's all about? And they were signing up the guys for flight school. You could be a pilot. Oh, wow, F-18s, F-4s, yeah. So I signed up. It was a summer, nothing to win, nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Try it out. It was, I think, 12 weeks in Quantico, Virginia at the PLC class, which is platoon leader class. I said, I get paid to go away for summer. And that's where it all started.
Nice.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
pretty awesome.
So you're in flight school, and you're doing your thing. And did you have any? Was there any? What was the driving force? What got you? I mean, did you see a movie? Top Gun wasn't out yet, I don't think. I mean, that was a lot of guys' driving force, and I'm going in.
No, Top Gun wasn't there. It was The Great Santini, which is
good movie.
Great movie.
Right. Robert Duvall, right? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Robert Duvall
Yeah.
and his speech in front of that.
Right.
You know, I am God. I am the burning bush.
Right.
That guy. The whole F4 thing, and that was kind of a driving force. And I think The Right Stuff was just coming out, or it just come out. We're going back to Covered Wagon days.
That's okay.
So that was it. And then, of course, a big, huge Blue Angel guy. I love the Blue Angels.
Nice.
While I was going to school, I met the Canadian Air Force.
They're called
the Snowbirds.
Yeah, we saw them at Miramar.
They're beautiful.
It's like a ballet. It's so, and they fly slow. Yes. I mean, complete 180 than what the Angels do.
Right.
It was awesome. Yes.
So I got to meet those guys, and I went down to Fairchild Airport in Farmingdale, New York.
Nice.
And my brother and I, he was really young at the time, got to taxi around in the Tudor aircraft, which is a side-by-side, where we're behind the pilot and co-pilot sit behind.
Very
cool. It was
cool.
pretty cool. So that was the driving force.
Nice,
man.
Get you in there. So you serve your time, you're doing your thing, and what else? What was your other job while you were in the Marines?
Left flight school. I didn't make it through.
So they cut you.
I didn't.
You got clipped.
I got clipped.
Okay. Is that the typical vernacular? You got clipped.
Well, a fallen angel.
Okay.
Fallen angel.
All right.
I started a class with 98 guys in my class at flight school. They only graduated 37.
Wow. Oh, wow. Not good odds.
So, you know, being the Marine Corps, our air group very small compared to the Air Force, but we had the Air Force, the Saudi Air Force, Israeli Air Force guys there.
So all of you were like working together.
We're all in that class together.
Oh, okay.
Here's a question for you: how accurate? Because you see a lot of guys in different industries. You know, you have boxer movies, you have the flight school movies, this movie, and you see like a lot of guys saying F-18 pilots going, it is nothing like that on Top Gun, and a lot of pilots will tell you that. So how accurate? Would you say how much was it Hollywooded up like in Top Gun?
We'd need a day.
You what?
We'd need a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's just there is no trophy in Top Gun.
Right.
There is no, you know, if you go below the hard deck or what they say, that's it. You're done.
You're done.
You failed to follow
so you
an
have
order.
to stay at a certain
You
level.
do. The altitude. This whole thing of, you know, we were inverted. You know,
I always like to talk about stuff like that because the general public, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. So you walk out of there with these preconceived notions. You know, I was talking about it with another vet before the show. We were talking about PTSD and stuff, you know. And,
Yeah, that's
and
big thing.
if you're a vet and you got out, as soon as you got out of the service, and if you came home and you saw the movie Coming Home with John Voight, guess what? You are not going to the VA to get help. If you got treated like that, right? But I got a point here. So you get out of the Marines, right? And then what?
So what is your life like now that you're not in the Marines? How did you adjust?
I miss the Marine Corps. I miss the guys. I miss the camaraderie.
Right.
I miss the mission. The mission was the whole thing.
Well, they're your family.
They still are. I still am very much involved. The film that I just did that hopefully will get picked up somewhere along the line.
Tell us what it is. We want them to go
tell
ahead and
us.
see.
I can't mention it.
Oh, you can't? Okay. NDA. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
It's
okay.
now been squashed. But it was about 4 Marines. You can follow them. They're a great individual. Tyler, I know you're in Sturgis. You need me to get me a T-shirt, extra large. He's up into triple amp, stepped on explosives going into a door to get the Taliban. Christian Brown, double amputee above the knee. On a dismounted foot patrol, the Humvee hit the IED. He lost his legs. Justin Lunsford, again, these guys are just incredible what they went through and what they had to go deal with through Walter Reed and everything. I'd like to hit on PTSD.
Most certainly, and that's one of the hot button topics on the show is PTSD.
PTSD is, I'm going to get goosebumps on it because it affects just everybody. The families, the guys, and it's just not our vets, it's our cops, it's our firemen.
It could be other organizations, other people too. Yeah.
You know, be a Hollywood stunt guy, you did a bad sidewinder, and you know, we know guys that did do it. PTSD right now is a problem because I can't go and I get help. If I go to you to get help, I'm not going to go back out with my guys. I'm going to sit behind a desk at a police department. They're not going to put me on a rescue. I'm done.
Right.
And
That's
we have
really
to.
sad.
It is, because we've lost stunt guys that you and I both have known from PTSD. I just lost a guy 3 weeks ago. Same thing. Just we don't know.
And it's real. A lot of
It's
people
very
don't
real.
think that it's real, but it is real.
You know, a lot of people
It
don't
is.
also, you know, back in the day, World War II, they called it shell shock. You know, and you give a label to PTSD with shell shock, it's bigger than it really is. I'm not taking away from PTSD because I've got it myself, and I didn't know that I had it. I wasn't diagnosed with it until years later. But then somehow it did a complete 180 because the Vietnam era, when they came home, these guys got spit on. You know,
Yes.
and that added to the PTSD,
That's
right?
so
And they
sad.
talk about that at 7% of the U.S. population, from what I understand, of the U.S. population will have PTSD at some time in their life and not even know it. And there's vets out there right now who have it and are afraid to get help. You know, like I was talking about coming home or even born on the 4th of July. Get treated like that and then say you think your psyche's going to say, I'm going to go get help. It ain't going to happen. It's an anxiety disorder.
Did you suffer from it?
I'm sure I don't know. I was on a shooting on the first day of my job in LAPD. Been in some horrific accidents.
So
I
you've
got
seen a
rid-
lot.
I've seen some stuff.
It's also how you deal with it, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Who's around you? You got to. But we're afraid. I want to use a Jack Nicklaus term. We're afraid to talk about it in public. We want to talk about it in closed rooms. That doesn't help the guys.
Right.
Guys are afraid of losing their career.
Right.
And how do you tell a guy when he's got 2 kids or 3 kids, a wife and kid at home? You know, I can't go out there right now. I need help. Well,
The key to I think the key in any kind of anxiety disorder, because that's what PTSD is recognizing that you have it. Now you have half the battle beat, and then getting help. The rest is up to you. I mean, there's guys out there that have no idea where the help is.
Well, I think talking to other people too about it and just kind of finding out, okay, you have it too. It's like, okay, we have this in common. Well, let's talk about it. You know, I think it's just not, you're not holding it inside.
yeah, and we got to get away from the cocktails, the drug cocktails. Guys can't deal with it. They feel like they're zombied out. They can't deal.
That's not living.
No.
not. I mean, you know, the name of the show is Life After War for a reason, and we chose the name of this because it's really about life after war. It can go either way.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about it a lot, and you could choose to have a life and have a war within yourself, or you can have your life and let life live you. Don't let life live you. You live the life that you want. And that's really what it's all about, getting it out. This is a platform for veterans to say what you need to say, you know, because who knows if there's veterans out there that we had a vet here last week, and when we got done, I mean, I got choked up, he got choked up, and we were talking about jobs, because jobs are hard to come by for vets. A lot of them don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, so when you got, in fact, which takes me into the next subject, really quick. When you got out, were you looking for a job? I mean, what was the transition like?
I was, as the OIC at Camp Pendleton for the live fire ranges and all the training facilities out there, I got to train with a lot of local police departments.
And then as for a civilian, though, what does OIC mean?
Officer in charge.
Officer in charge, okay.
Yeah, I got to remember. Officer in charge. And I was responsible for all of Camp Pendleton, every training facility. And we'd have Beverly Hills PD, Los Angeles Police Department, San Diego, Ocean, everybody trained at our shooting houses.
That's a lot of people.
So I got to know the guys, and it seemed like an easy transition from the military into a paramilitary organization with the structure and stuff. So I went to the Los Angeles Police Department, but I applied to 15 different departments, and like everybody else at the time, and you know, I'm going to take the first one that called me.
Yeah.
LAPD was number 1, CHP was number 2, Florida State Highway Patrol was number 3. Couldn't even go back to New York.
Wow.
Sorry, my knife edge. I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
No, it's all right. Well, in summation, if there's a lot of things that veterans can do to get jobs. We have a wonderful organization out there right now, and it's called WeHireHeroes.us, and which will be at the bottom of the screen here for the viewers. Check it out. And they also have a wonderful thing called Civilian Boot Camp that coaches veterans how to find jobs and careers in the real world. And I wish that they would have had this stuff when you and I got up, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But is there anything that we didn't touch on, that we didn't talk about in this quick few minutes that you want to maybe tell veterans who are struggling right now? Go ahead and take a look in the camera right here and say what you need to say.
The thing that I would tell you guys out there, and learning from what I did with my film up in Buffalo, if you need help, reach out. Just call somebody, call a friend. That's what it takes. We all got to stick together. And the only way we're going to beat this is we got to take PTSD and put it behind us. And I don't know how to do that yet, but let's take it out of the shadows. 22 a day is too many.
That's a lot.
Tony, thank you so much for being on our show, buddy, and thank you for your service, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
God bless.
man.
God bless.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you. Folks, up next, she was in the Navy. She joined at the age of 17, and you don't want to miss her story. Stay tuned for more Life After War on emPOWERme.tv.
Hi, I'm James Gleason, and you're watching Life After War.
Hi, this is Petty Officer Del Quadri. You are watching Life After War.
Hello, I'm Larry Darbone, United States Air Force Major, retired.
I'm Jean Dermott Darbone, United States Army veteran.
We support our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and veterans returning home. You're watching Life After War on emPOWERme.tv.
Hey, welcome back to Life After War. I'm your host, Jeff Bornstein, along with my lovely co-host, Kimberly.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Now, I'm super excited for our next guest. Now, we don't have that many female veterans on the show, and we've got one right now.
Yes, we do.
Super excited to have her. A little bit about her. She's originally from Colorado, small town girl. She joined the Navy at the age of 17. Wow, she's really young. Wow, I love it. And she was stationed on the USS Theodore Roosevelt, and now she's working in film and television. Please welcome Jennifer Marshall.
Hey, Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm
that's
excited
awesome.
to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Now, you're an actress.
I am, yes.
How cool is that?
You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. As are you. My gosh, Jeff, you're really lucky.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's
Aw.
right. That's right. I've been blessed to find work in film and television and working as a host, so it's been a crazy ride.
That is. That's awesome. Well, Jennifer, let's go all the way back to the beginning. What sparked you to leave that small town in Colorado and join the Navy?
So the town where I went to high school was a very small town. At the time, it had one stoplight. There were just one. Now there's 3.
Sounds like that's where I'm from.
We might, right.
And the welcome mat just said, well.
Yes. It was small, and I thought, gosh, there's got to be more to life. And so I literally went with the first recruiter who called me. I always knew I wanted to join the military and serve my country, but it was kind of a race to which recruiter could get to me first, and thankfully it was the Navy recruiter.
That's fantastic.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Cough, cough.
Sorry.
I like that.
It's like something.
I heard a big crash out. And anyways, so you're in the Navy.
Yes.
And what was your job? In the Army, we call it MOS.
Yes.
Do you call it MOS in the Navy?
No, actually no. we don't call it MOS, we call it rate. So at the time I was an AK2, which at the time was an aviation storekeeper. It's now called a logistics specialist. So basically I was the go-to gal for the mechanics and the technicians to keep the birds in the air as opposed to on the ground. So
that
anything
sounds
they
very,
needed,
very important.
it is, and if you don't order what you're supposed to order, then the birds don't fly, the mission doesn't get completed, so it's definitely an important job to do well.
Yes, exactly.
No, I read that. No, I had read that you were in a combat zone, but you don't consider yourself in a combat vet. So, explain.
So I do fit the definition of combat veteran because I was deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003. I do not consider myself a combat vet. I look at my brothers and sisters who served on the ground in Iraq and Afghanistan, and I had it relatively easy compared to them. And you know, we talk a lot of veteran stories at the Legion and at the Post and at meetings. And I find it very fortunate that I was able to serve, but never fear for my life, as opposed to some of my fellow veterans who had that a lot during their tours in Iraq.
So were you in the green zone?
I don't know what
that didn't even exist to begin with.
I mean, floating in the middle of the Mediterranean, right? I mean, there were a couple times where it was like, ooh, this is a little dicey, but nothing compared to what some of my friends experienced.
So you were. You were never, you were always out to sea in,
yes.
Okay, got you. Okay.
So we were one of the first ships along with the Harry S. Truman. I was on the USS Roosevelt, and they sent 2 carriers out there as soon as we went into Iraq. So there was one carrier working day shift and one carrier working night shift. And pretty much the only scary thing that we ever had was kind of the constant threat that Saddam Hussein had you know, chemical or biological weapons that he could drop over the ship. That was kind of like the, oh, what if he does? But in reality, that probably wasn't even something that could have happened. But that's kind of the scariest thing, and I don't even really consider that to be scary compared to what my brothers and sisters went
through. And at that time, you really don't even have time to think about it.
No.
You just you react. You don't respond.
You don't. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get out of the Navy, and did you have any preconceived notion like, I want to be an actress, or what?
No.
Would you go work McDonald's? What'd you do?
No.
What was the transition like? And when you got out, what was it like, civilian world? I mean, you know, we're so used to saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Did people kind of freak out, like, what are you talking to me like that for? Isn't that weird?
They do.
Like, it's like, what? I'm respecting you by disrespecting you?
Right.
What?
And thankfully, when I got out, I was in Virginia. So in the South, it's much more expected and respected. Sure. But when I got out, I had no notions of being an actress whatsoever. That was a ridiculous career choice in my mind, something that wasn't even feasible.
So you never even thought about being an actress?
No, I went to college. I was like, I have this GI Bill, I'm going to use it. I was the first college graduate on my father's side of the family. And I said, this is something I really want to do. So I went to college, and I had done some musical theater when I was in the Navy. There was like a musical theater group on base that I did shows with, but I never thought anything of it. And then one of the guys in my theater group said, I saw him on TV, and I said, hey, Dave, how'd you get on TV? And he said, oh, I take classes at this acting place. Go try it. So I said, it's probably a scam, because that's what you think all of them are. And I took classes, and within the first 2 weeks, I auditioned for a project, and I booked it. So.
You're natural.
Right. And she has great, I love her energy.
I know, I love it.
It's like Vicky we had here a couple weeks ago. Vicky,
this is
your
great.
energy is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and she showed us a really awesome picture. Check this picture out up here.
So you're all set here.
Tell us about that.
And what is this? You're in a space woman. No, what are you?
This sci-fi looking.
Yes, so this was the most fun movie I've ever shot in my life. This was one of Asylum's mockbusters, so basically like when that movie with Tom Cruise came out, what is that movie called? This is the mockbuster of the movie.
Oh, okay.
So Age of Tomorrow, it was called Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh, Edge of Tomorrow.
So when his came out, this production company, Asylum, they do mockbusters. So
Asylum, I've done some work with Asylum, yes.
So they do
right down here.
They are.
Yes,
So they do one really quickly, and they title it kind of similarly.
Right.
And kind of piggyback off the success. And it always works, and people love it because sci-fi has this built-in genre. So we shot this movie, it took about a month to shoot total, I think, and I shot for 8 days. And it was just cheesy, amazing, wonderful sci-fi, just craziness.
But what a great picture of you, though.
But you have no aspirations of being a scream queen, right?
No,
okay,
I can't be a scream queen, actually. But you know, people will say like, oh, if it's cheesy, do you care if you work on it? If it's this, if it's that? No, because there's a built-in fan base, and we had so much fun shooting the movie. So much fun, and I got to see my head explode on screen. So that's like,
right.
Who can say try that, you know? It was so much fun.
So now you are part of an organization,
Yes.
which is how you and I had met at the VFT. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I am one of the general managers of Veterans in Film and Television, and Veterans in Film and Television is an educational nonprofit that was founded in 2012 by 2 combat veterans, Kyle Houseman-Stokes and Mike Dowling, and it works to connect military veterans who are working in the industry or who aspire to work in the industry. It's an amazing organization. We have about 2,000 members nationwide, and we have A-level speakers come in to our meetings every month.
Nice.
And it's just, that is my second family. It
That's
is
so cool.
an amazing organization.
You know, I've heard
That's
I've heard so many good things about it, and I think it was Sean Ballantyne.
Yes.
Who wanted to turn me
I think
on to
Sean
it.
told you about it,
Sean
didn't
told me
he?
about it,
Yeah.
and I can't say enough about it. And I want to take more advantage of the perks and everything.
That's
But
great.
just getting to meet you and
Yeah.
we've had other VFTers on this show. We've had
Everything's been positive that they said, and they just
It's-
absolutely love it.
It's just, for me, a lot of veterans have a hard time when they come back, and I feel like that's because they don't have that veteran community to have that camaraderie with that we had when we served. So VFT is one of those things that brings veterans together and kind of bridges that gap. And every single holiday, my house is filled with veterans. And I wouldn't
love
have it
it.
any other way because that's my family. And I feel like when veterans, when they get out and they kind of disconnect from the veteran community, that's when problems start. Because you can't explain to your friends and family what you went through or what things were like. So if you can surround yourself with other vets and have them, ready to text, my phone's always on, to text whoever, to take calls from whoever, my personal opinion is the likelihood of suicide or depression will decrease. You just have to remember that your brothers and sisters are here for you.
Well, you guys can connect because you've all been there.
Yes.
similar stories. Everything.
Yes.
You look
Yep.
for the similarities, not the differences.
That's
And I think
fantastic.
that's what's really important.
It's a great idea.
So
Love it.
you have any projects coming up right now?
Yeah, what are you
I
working on?
do.
We saw this
Pitch away,
gorgeous
pitch away.
calendar. You have to
Oh,
tell everybody
yeah.
about this calendar.
That's one of the projects that is coming out.
Look at this. Look at this picture.
So you are.
I love it. She's in that
you are the
purple
third-
dress.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
I love
colorblind,
it.
so they all look purple. But
And this,
fantastic.
I cannot say enough good things. This is through the group that I'm an ambassador of. It's called Pinups for Vets. It was a nonprofit founded 10 years ago by the lovely Gina Elise. This particular month in the 2016 calendar is all female veterans. So all these amazing, beautiful women are all veterans.
That's great.
Many of whom are in VFT, and we raise money through calendars to buy rehab equipment for VA hospitals. So we also
what a
go on
great
monthly.
cause.
Oh, it's incredible. And every month we go to the nursing homes, the VA hospitals, or the Wounded Warrior detachments to meet with the vets.
okay.
So they
That's
think
fantastic.
We have a show, and we should talk to Jennifer after the show about Operation Bravo.
Yeah.
So we entertain the troops. We go both local and abroad. I think it'd be it would be great to do a meet and greet. Have all you girls with us.
All these girls, because
Do
we
a
have
meet and
so
greet.
many
We have a
that we
comedy
meet. I
variety
would
show,
love that.
and it's a 90-minute show. When we're done, we do the meet and greet, blah blah blah, and it's awesome. How cool would it be to have you girls? I'm just getting
incredible.
goosebumps thinking about it. It'd be
That would be
awesome. Wouldn't it be
incredible.
great?
And do you know what the best part is? Is we have civilians and we have veterans who are ambassadors. But the minute, so the guys and the girls think, oh, they're pretty girls to come see us. That's cute. It's vintage. But the minute that we say, no, I'm a veteran too. What?
It changed. It's like there's a 180. Bam!
like they're real. They're
Totally.
real.
You know what the total parallel is? Yes, ma'am. What? And then now they get it. Now they get it, right?
It's an immediate connection.
It is.
So
Yeah,
I think
love
that's
it.
fantastic. It's like they're sisters.
Yes.
Because everyone's family.
Yes, yes. So that would be incredible.
We'll
That'd
talk.
be very cool.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
We'll talk
We're headed
after.
out to D.C. We're doing our, in fact, speaking of Navy, we're heading up for our Navy tour next week. We're going up to the
Naval Yard.
No, that's in 2 weeks. Next week we'll be up at the in Monterey at the school, Naval School up there, and then in 2 weeks we'll be at the Naval Yard in D.C. and 2 other naval bases up there as well. So
Yeah, but we definitely have to talk about that. I think that would be
sure.
fantastic.
For
That's a great
sure.
that'd be
idea.
fun.
Any chance I have to spend with veterans is like the best day ever.
Yes,
Well, these are all
absolutely.
active. So
That's okay.
Yeah, right,
That's okay.
right.
Yeah, they're still in the military,
Right?
right?
I love it.
Well, is there
I love
anything
it.
on the right now that we didn't cover that you want to talk about? Maybe there's a veteran out there or a few veterans that may be wondering, how can I get into the industry? What would you say to them?
And also your contact info if they need to contact you.
Yes, yes. So should I tell
There's your
you
camera
the
right there.
camera? Hi,
Yeah.
camera. If you are interested in getting into the entertainment industry, please take a huge coffee, go over to your local bookstore, and scour all of the books that you can to get any information on it. It is a very hard and demanding and challenging career to get into, but us as veterans, we have the can-do and the know-how to do anything that we want. So if it's something that you're interested in, definitely hit up your local bookstore for sure. And you can find Veterans in Film and Television online at www.vftla.org. That's Victor Foxtrot Tango Lima Alpha.org.
That's true Navy right there.
It
huh?
is.
It is.
It's what we say, hoo-yah.
I know. I know.
I'll forgive you because you're Army.
Old habits die hard. Yes, dear. Jennifer, thank you so much for being on our show.
It was an
Great
honor to
words
have
from
you.
Jennifer. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
What a pleasure.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you again for tuning into Life After War, and we'll see you next time on emPOWERme.tv.